video, and today I am going to be talking about Reverser, and I have a lot to say about it. And I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to actually post the actual reaction because, well, it was definitely a challenging time then to record because obviously it's the summertime and my family isn't out as much, so I didn't have some free space to record, so I decided to move my area upstairs into my bedroom, and sadly I didn't set up my mic properly because it had been a while and my audio ended up coming out really suppressed and watery, and it wasn't very nice. Like, let's just say that it was unrecoverable and I could not have done anything to save your ears. So I'm just going to do my thoughts on it instead over this nice speed build that I am doing currently. And yeah, this speed build is for my Sims 4 Let's Play series, so if you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch it after this video. And so yeah, let's get right into the commentary. Okay, so I thought overall Reverser was an okay episode. It definitely wasn't my favorite, and there was a lot of stuff that I would have expected to see in it that didn't happen, but you know, it's Miraculous and it's a kid's show and they can only do so much. I personally thought that Style Queen was the episode that was going to come out next, but it wasn't, so yeah. But anyway, other than that, I think that Mark is a very nice character. I really like his style that they added for him, and he's just so cute. When I was recording my reaction, I remember saying that he was such a cinnamon roll, and he actually has the same name as my brother, M-A-R-C, Mark. And if you're from my Amino, then you know that there's an inside joke that we call my brother Mark Zuckerberg. And fun fact, he actually changed his Xbox account picture to Mark Zuckerberg. So I'm getting off topic though. So yeah, I thought that Mark was a very nice character. I liked how he was very shy. I thought that it was a good it was a good way to be diverse, I don't know. And I loved how he was a writer. He was creative, and I think that his character works very well with Nathaniel. And speaking of Nathaniel, obviously there's a lot of people that ship them now. It's called Narc, I believe. And I mean, I personally don't ship them very much because I ship Nathaniel with someone else. I ship Nathaniel with Chloe. And I know, Clothaniel, whatever you want to call it, but I know there's a lot of people on my Amino that are definitely going crazy over Narc. And I mean, it's cute. I mean, I could totally get it because, they were kind of nervous and shy around each other, and usually a lot of people these days take it as, oh my god, they're in love with each other, guys. Just drop everything, okay? They're in love with each other. But, I could say that they'd be cute together, But I just ship Nathaniel with Chloe already, so there's nothing against them, but, So, let's actually move on to the actual episode. So, in the beginning, I thought it was cute how Marinette was talking to him. Like, he didn't really want to be talked to, but, she was like, hey, Mark, how are you? And I thought it was nice how she just is, like, trying to be kind to everyone, and, Narc, I just said Narc. Wow. Thanks, Amino. But, yeah, Marinette was very nice to Mark in this episode, and once again, Adrian did not get a lot of screen time because, I guess to the show, Adrian is a freaking side character, because of course. But, yeah, other than that, I I thought that the episode had a pretty good start. And ooh, speaking of that, I loved the art room. I thought it was a very pretty environment. I really liked the new teacher that they introduced. He kind of I don't remember who he reminds me of, but he definitely reminds me of someone. I have to really think about it though. But yeah, other than that, let's see. What was I thinking about? I liked how it showed Marinette sewing, because I feel like we don't get to see a lot of Marinette and her seamstress skills. Like, we know that she is a seamstress, but we don't get to see her use her sewing machine a lot. And now we know that she is deeply involved in this art classroom because obviously she has her sewing machine in there. Well, it's definitely not her only one. And so yeah. But this is a new environment that was introduced, so yes, we know that she is more active with her sewing, which is great. And I remember seeing in Nathaniel's sketchbook, that he drew Queen Bee, and I was very intrigued about how they added that little detail, because obviously Queen Bee herself hasn't been showed in the actual show yet, and it definitely caught my eye. I remember in my reaction recording, I spoke a lot about it. I probably spent like 5 minutes talking about it, because obviously I personally am really excited about Queen Bee's appearance, because I don't know, I'm just really hyped overall for Chloe's redemption arc, because I feel like everybody deserves a redemption arc. Unless they, like, killed the main character's sister or something like that. But Chloe, she's just a troubled child whose mother left her at a very young age. And I feel... I kind of have... I kind of favor Chloe just a little bit, because I kind of feel bad for her, in a way. If that makes any sense at all, but... yeah, so I remember that Queen Bee sketch, and I think that it's definitely a hint that Queen Bee is coming soon, because why else would they put her in that episode? So I'm definitely hoping for Queen Bee's appearance soon, and because why else would Nathaniel draw her? Because, you know... who isn't excited about a new superhero? Because we're actually going to get two. Carapace and Queen Bee, which is going to be fantastic. Also, I know I'm getting off topic because I'm talking about Queen Bee, and she's not even in this episode. But, well, actually she kind of is. But, I remember, I believe that right after they showed Queen Bee and Nathaniel's sketchbook, Chloe showed up in the actual classroom with a collage of her face, and I thought that was hilarious, how she was like, Alex was like, it's probably a narcissistic painting, isn't it? And she's like, and Chloe's probably is like, no, and then it just shows her like putting the catalog of her face back into the little sleeve or whatever that you carry around to like keep your art in pristine position or condition precision. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of hints for Chloe for being Queen Bee, and also if you want to see me go into more depth about Queen Bee, then go check out the video that I made all about Queen Bee. Like, it was meant to be her since like season 1, you know? And I will put that either at the top right hand corner of the screen, or I will put that in the description below, so make sure to go watch it if you haven't already. And yeah, let's continue talking about Reverser. So, next thing I'm going to talk about is probably Adrian snooping on Marinette, spying with Mark on Nathaniel because they are obviously planning to go up and have Nathaniel read his notebook because he wants Nathaniel to like his work so he can work with him later on, like for comics and that kind of stuff. And yeah, so Adrian is like, it's not nice to snoop on people or like spy on people when Adrian, we know that you have definitely spied on Marinette before, because I mean, we have 2 locker scenes now. One in actually Nathaniel's akumatized episode. Why can't I think of it right now? Oh, yes, Illustrator. And and now we had another one in, I forgot the episode's name already because it's so new and I'm just so used to the old ones. But yeah, we've had 2 locker moments, so Adrian really shouldn't be the one to talk because, dude, you have spied on Marinette definitely a lot, so you shouldn't be talking, fam. But I thought it was really cute because Adrian was interested, like, hey Marinette, what you doing, you know? I thought that was really cute, and I took a lot of screenshots because I loved that episode so much, or not that episode, that scene. I loved the episode, yeah, but I definitely did love the scene too. And what was I gonna say next? Okay, so next I'm gonna talk about how Mark was akumatized. I thought that it was kind of rude how Nathaniel got so angry that, you know, he thought that Mark was punking him. Like, Mark and Marinette were, like, pranking him for some reason. And Mark tried to explain to him that it was an accident. He didn't mean for him to think about it that way. But he ended up thinking about it that way, obviously. And it kind of pissed me off how he was so rude to Mark. He didn't need to act that way. I thought that it was a little extra how he treated poor Mark, and I didn't like how he got so angry, okay? Sure, he must have been stoked, like thinking that he possibly had Ladybug's journal, but he didn't. Marinette has that safe somewhere in her little box, but I just thought that it was so uncalled for how Nathaniel treated Mark, and I feel like he could have handled it differently. He could have handled it way different. And yeah, so I don't think that part of the episode was well planned, because I've never seen Nathaniel that angry in my life in the whole show, and I thought that it was kind of out of character for him, and I feel like they could have done it differently. You know, because maybe instead of Nathaniel screaming at Mark for him, like, believing that he punked him, maybe he should have been like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, you know, maybe another time, you know, he could have done that, because definitely when people have let others down calmly just like that, they've definitely got just as butthurt as when he freaking screamed at Mark. So I thought that was a little rough and not well planned. But the next thing that I'm going to be talking about is Mark's akumatized design. So I thought it was very nice. I liked how he was kind of abstract, and I don't know how that would be natural, but you know, whatever. Actually, no, I'm not done talking about how the frickin' tomato head treated my new cinnamon roll. Like, bro, he freaking ripped up Mark's journal, and that made me so angry. I couldn't handle it, man. Like, why did you rip up his journal that you could clearly tell took him a long time to make? Because Nathaniel, you You have your own sketchbook, and how would you feel if Mark went up and ripped up your sketchbook? It's pretty much the same idea, dude. It just made me so angry. I don't know, but it just made me so angry about that. But yeah, well, moving on back to Mark's akumatized villain's character design. So, I liked how his book was his board or his hoverboard. Terraria hoverboards, love those. But anyway, I think that it was kind of odd that Mark targeted Marinette because he knew that it was not Marinette's fault that Nathaniel acted that way. Sure, maybe it was her fault because, you know, she was the one who instigated that whole thing in the first place. No, honestly, I take it back. It was Marinette's fault, but yeah, so when they went to go find Nathaniel in the museum, I thought that it was pretty funny how Alex was like, just like, you idiot, you were a little harsh, you know. She was kind of voicing my feelings about how he treated poor Mark. And oops, I kind of skipped over some of the episode a little bit. Okay, so what I skipped over was obviously how Chat Noir and Ladybug got, well, switched. Ladybug obviously got made clumsy, so pretty much she just lost all of her agility and was just turned into Marinette on a bad Sunday morning. And Chat Noir was turned into the biggest scaredy cat, so technically he was just turned into just like a regular cat at heart, you know. And I thought it was so cute how Chat was like so scared, and it was funny to see him in a different, with a different personality. I thought he was really cute, you know. And the little blanket that he wore throughout the whole episode was pretty good. And the things he said to the taxi drivers, he was like, "You're gonna kill someone, you know, you are a violation of traffic," or whatever he said. And he was honestly just like a paranoid mom. He sounded like a paranoid mom when like she was like driving with her children and she almost bumped into someone on the street. But Chat was definitely one of my favorite things about this episode. But I remember seeing something on Amino about how even though Chat was turned to be like a super scaredy cat, he still pulled Ladybug out of the water when they were both gonna drown. Like, obviously since he was a super scaredy cat, then he would have been super scared of drowning, but his love for Ladybug was so strong that he actually overcame his fear for a couple moments and pulled Ladybug out of the water and had no fear, and his love was more powerful than anything. And I was like, that touched me. I was like, oh my god. Because, yo, that's how much he loves Ladybug, guys. Just think about that. He was still afraid of drowning, obviously, but then he still pulled his lady out of the water, and that made me so happy. I couldn't stand it, man. It just warmed my heart so much that he cares about his lady that much, and I just, okay, I'm just going a little bit too much depth into this, but also, speaking about caring for their partner, Ladybug definitely showed how much she cared about Chat in this episode too. Because obviously, since he was so scared, Ladybug comforted him a lot, and it showed that she really did care about him, and she always reassured him when he was scared, and it was just, it made me so happy to see them care for each other as much as they did in this episode. Because Marinette kind of acted like a protective mom with Chat, or like a mom who is dealing with, you know, like her sick kid, like they had like the flu or something, and they were like, oh, I don't want to go outside, and she just helped them instead. And I thought that Ladybug and Chat's dynamic in this episode was really nice. And also, speaking about the recording in the background, see how I put that striped black and yellow box. Queen Bee status, woo! But, wow, I am really excited about that. Like, man. I was also wondering during the episode how the taxi driver must have felt. How Ladybug and Chat Noir were like, they probably saw a taxi and they were like, hey, look, a taxi, let's go there. And then the taxi rolls up and then they're like, what? Wait, hold on, are you the actual Ladybug and Chat Noir? Like, he'd be like, why the heck am I taking you around? Shouldn't you just be like hopping over roofs? I could just imagine myself in that situation where like, I'm like a taxi driver, right? Just going through the streets of Paris, you know, having a nice day, you know, it's nice and sunny out. Oh crap, there's an Akuma attack over the radio. Oh no, I should be cautious, you know. And then I just see like these two cosplayers, and I'm like, oh, look at that, those are some pretty good Chat Noir Ladybug costumes. And then go over there, pull up, they're the real thing, and you're like, what the heck? Why do they need a ride? But that must have been so confusing for the poor taxi driver. And Chat was like such a grass hole to the taxi driver, and I just thought, I kept thinking, like, the poor man. He was just doing his job, and Chat was like, you are a violation of public safety. And also, Chat Noir was a pretty good comic relief in this episode. He made me chuckle a couple of times. Just chuckle, just a little bit. But, yeah. Chat was 10 out of 10 on this episode. Bringing me down. Okay, so, I'm gonna play a clip right here because I just have to replay it.
Don't be scared, Cat Noir. We can do this.
You're right, milady. Our powers may be all screwed up, but we still make a great team.
It's when Chat was talking to Ladybug about, how Ladybug was saying, like, it's okay, Chat Noir, we can do this, and not Ladybug, and Chat was like, yeah, even though we don't have our powers, we still make a great team. And that definitely warmed up my heart, how that they were doing that life lesson, how, like, even if you were hitting rock bottom and you were in a really tight situation, that if you were able to continue to solve the problem and you were able to fix it, then you were a really good team. And I think that Ladybug and Chat Noir are like the best team ever. But I thought that was a very, 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 very cute moment, how Ladybug was just like, it's okay, Chat, we're gonna be okay, you know. And after that, Ladybug proceeds to tie him to a kite with his belt and like throw him off the Eiffel Tower. He wasn't in the best condition, but whatever. I will never let you fall. Chat continues to throw him off a building. Excuse the loud noise in the background, it's probably my dogs. But yeah. That was a very ironic moment in my opinion, but yeah, I thought it was pretty great how even though Ladybug was not agile, she was still able to use her head to solve the situation, and I think that's definitely a good quality in a superhero, where there's not a lot of heroes nowadays, like in the real world. Well, not nowadays, just like there's not a lot of superheroes in the real world who are like Elastigirl or Mr. Incredible or Superman or, you know, or Ladybug and Chat Noir. There's obviously people who just use their head, and they've been able to solve situations, save people because they're that smart. Obviously, like people in the army and, you know. So Ladybug was more like a realistic hero in that episode when she was solving everything. And, yeah, when Chat was falling, it gave me flashbacks to when Adrian was falling in Gorizilla, and that was not a good time for me, man. Who wants to see their favorite Cinnamon Mole fall off a building? Yeah. Oh no, that sound is so dark. Oh my god. But yeah. But when he switched from being super scared to like super confident in like a millisecond was such a mood. He was just falling one minute, he was like, ah, to like, oh my god, what am I doing? Let me just do some quick, like, nice acrobatic skills, man. Like, that was me in math class, like, when I'm, like, at a test, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so hard. But then, like, I start to get the hang of it, and I'm like, bruh, I could do this so easy. But, Shat was definitely just, like, a gigantic mood. But when is he not, though? That's the real question. When is Shat not a mood? Oh, also, side note, why, who had the authorization, or like, who gave the mayor of Paris, I forgot his name. I think his name is Andre, yeah, who gave Andre the authorization to put these gigantic space cans into orbit around the Earth, filled with trash? Who came up with that? What about the other satellites and stuff that are monitoring the Earth that you know, give us our Wi-Fi and our weather reports and things that are actually important? I mean, of course, trash reduction on the Earth is definitely very important, but there's no way that you should have enough trash in a city to freaking fill these gigantic bins. Enough of them to freaking orbit the whole entire Earth. And, like, they weren't spaced, like, immensely. They were pretty close together, actually. And who made a button to bring them back to Earth to come crashing down on Paris? Like, why? It's kind of like a Dr. Doofenshmirtz situation where, like, why do I always add a self-destruct button? Well, why do you? Why do you add that, dude? You don't need to add the self-destruct button, and I just... But, I thought it was kind of dumb how, Andre was like, hey, let's add a self-destruct button. Nice. But, yeah. Way to go! But, I thought it was kind of weird how they put their trash into space. I mean, yeah, space is endless, but what if space wasn't? What if it's all a lie? What if the space only lasts in the universes that we've seen? You know that the universes or the galaxies in the universe are slowly drifting farther and farther apart. So soon we will be alone forever. And what if there is an actual universe where all of our cartoons have come to life, including Miraculous Ladybug, where it's just the Earth and all of the other planets that we've made up in sci-fi over the years, like Domino and Krypton. What are some other famous planets that are not Earth? Well, that were made by sci-fi anyway. Nah, I can't think of any others, but what if there was a universe where all of the Miraculous Ladybug characters were actually real, and once we create space travel, we travel there and we could all score Adrian as a boyfriend. Wait, no, that would make no sense, because there would only be one of Adrian. Unless there were two of them, then two of us could have Adrian as a boyfriend. Wait, no. What if there were thousands of the same universe? No. Where am I going with this? I just really want Adrian as a boyfriend. Or like someone like Adrian as a boyfriend. Is that weird? Yeah, that's weird. That's really weird, Bubs. Why did you say why? Why, Bubs? Why do you do this to yourself? Oh god. But yeah, so I'm pretty much reaching the end in my build so far, and yeah, the episode overall was pretty good. And I thought it was pretty ironic how in the end, they were like, Marinette, you'd be a pretty good superhero. Okay, I fixed that, but I thought it was pretty ironic how in the end, they were like, Marinette, you'd be a great superhero if you weren't a klutz! If you only knew. If you only knew. But yeah, so this is pretty much the end of the build. I hope that you liked this little rant on my Reverser episode. I'm so sorry that I couldn't have put the actual reaction. The recording is really bad. Like, the audio was like the worst ever. So, yeah, but also, if you were actually paying attention to the background, then I applaud you. I applaud you. So, yeah, I'm gonna add a poll right about now, saying, what do you guys think of the build? You know? And and there's also gonna be, if I can, I don't know if I can make more than one poll, but I'll choose. Either, like, what did you think of the Reverser episode, or what did you think of the build? But yeah, comment down below your thoughts on the Reverser episode, because I'm curious. Obviously, not everybody can have the same opinion, so I want to hear yours. So yeah, I decided to make this commentary because I didn't want to leave you hanging before school started, because my school is actually starting tomorrow. So my regular upload schedule is going to be going back to normal, believe it or not. Like, I was uploading more regularly in the school year than I was in the summer. I don't know. But yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this nice little rant that I did. And enjoy school, kids! Bye!